Legend of Total War here, and today we're doing another Total War Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires campaign review, this time covering Morgr the Shadowgave. So Morgr's got a new start position in Total War Warhammer 3. He starts near Montenes, which is in Estalia. He's essentially switched his start position with Kazrak One-Eye, who used to start over here, and Morgr used to start near Nordland. Now this start position here is definitely a lot comfier than it was in the Empire. There's far fewer enemies and the enemies are very easy to defeat. And you've also got a potential friend over here in Ikitclaw who you can immediately get a non-aggression pact with. Now you've actually got 3 choices on turn 1 as to which settlement you want to go and set down your Herdstone. You've got the really easy choices of Montenes. You can go north to Bilbali, or you can go down south to the more difficult but very doable Magritta. Now the thing is with Morgr is that he is especially good at dealing with sieges due to AI stupidity and due to a special ability that he has with Aura of Vile Transmutation. You see, this is one of the only Mortar Ascension effect abilities in the game that doesn't require the character to already be in melee in order for it to activate, meaning that you can park Morgr underneath a gate or next to a wall, and any units that are in his 35-meter radius will start taking the Aura of Vile Transmutation damage. So he doesn't even have to go into melee. And even if the AI does start shooting at him, he's got 75% missile resistance at base. And if you're playing on very hard battle difficulty, the AI won't shoot at you anyway, but they will just sit there and take it. So this is cheese, obviously, but if you really want to, coming down here and taking the settlement with no casualty. Just stick Morgr underneath the gate and go get yourself a coffee or something. Go have some lunch and just wait for him to finish. And then get yourself a nice Herdstone over here. Now the benefit of capturing Magritta, as opposed to any of the others, is that it blocks off Ikitclaw from taking these settlements down here. Because these 2 areas here will have the exact same blood grounds, right? But by capturing this one here, Ikitclaw is not going to be able to occupy it after you've gone and done it. So he'll be looking for other settlements to go and ruin dwell, and you can prevent him from doing that if you want to keep this area a ruin and just make him go to the east instead by finishing up the marks of ruination as quickly as possible. This will give you 6 points, so you only need to capture one or blow up one other settlement in order to complete the ritual if you want to cockblock Ikitclaw. It's entirely up to you. After you've dealt with Estalia, which is extremely easy to do, you've got access to Bretonnia, but your core goal is to go into Athel Loren, which is a little bit tricky, but at least on very hard battle difficulty, the AI will not shoot at Morgr the Shadowgave as long as you've actually got other units in your army. So it's not the end of the world going into Athel Loren very early to go and get a Herdstone, set up a unique Herdstone set up at the Oak of Ages. So Morgr's got a pretty easy campaign in Total War Warhammer 3 for sure. Way easier than he had it in Total War Warhammer 1 and 2. Now, going through some other things that Morgr has, his trait over here has quite a lot of stuff in here. So passibility, we already covered that. Immune to Athel Loren attrition. Morgr will always remain wounded for no more than 1 turn. Basically, if he gets knocked out, he'll always come back the next turn. Chaos Undivided Corruption +5, Spell Resistance +20% for the Lord's Army, and Raiding Stance is upgraded to Despoiler Raiding Stance, which I don't think is really that big of a deal, but just depends. If you want to whittle down your loads of enemies in a province, that could be handy. In terms of his unique skills, he's got some things in here that's very useful. So we got Ardor of Fury. Now, this one here gives your entire army the ability Primal Fury. Now, this is a bit of a weird one because most Beastmen units already have Primal Fury, and in fact, in the tech tree here, are able to get an upgraded version of Primal Fury that's better than that skill. But not every unit can get Primal Fury, especially Chaos Spawn. So giving units that don't get the base Primal Fury, these guys here won't get the upgraded version, right? So giving them Primal Fury is sort of gearing you up towards getting a Chaos Spawn Doomstack, if that is what you want to do. So that is actually fairly useful. But if you don't have those units in your army at all, then this is a complete waste, except the fact that it needed to unlock the next set of skills. So Abstraction of Tzeentch, huge bonuses for quite a few units. Upgrades the Aura of Madness for Jabberslash, passive ability, horrible regeneration for Chaosborn. That means that they're able to regenerate their casualties as long as the battle hasn't ended. Melee defense +8 for Centaur's, Chaosborn, Jabberslash units, and weapon strength for those units as well. So basically, Morgr has, I guess, 3 different types of Doom stacks that are sort of specifically geared towards him. Centaurs, which I don't really recommend. Chaos Spawn, which is good in the early stages of the campaign, but if you want an unbeatable Doom stack, then the Jabba Slice spam is definitely the way to go with Morgr there. You got Force for Change over here, which none of that is particularly important, so I'd usually just skip over that. Heralds of Corruption, extra campaign movement range is always good, and Chaos Undivided Corruption in adjacent provinces, that's fine. Chaos Undivided Corruption is not really that important for you, since you don't have access to public order. It doesn't really give you any significant benefits. It's more a case of hurting the enemy than giving yourself benefits. Now, Profane Blessings, these ones here, you could really skip them, because they just give you a banner, and these banners are they're just a bit weird. Yeah, that's all. They're not fantastic, just going over them. Then you've got Touch of Corruption over here, giving him contact effect damage over time. Now, you only need 2 points from the previous group to get that, so my recommendation would be to just get Abstract of Tzeentch and then Herald of Corruption and just skip the other 2. But of course, you got 49 total skill points to distribute, which is plenty of room for that. Those are the only unique skills you get, and everything else is just generic in terms of other lords can get that as well. You know, melee line, red line, blue line, and various other things. In terms of his faction effects, you immediately get access to 4 extra Chaos Spawn, although you're not able to recruit them straight away. Casualty replenishment rate plus 8% is definitely good. Chaos Undivided Corruption plus 3 all characters. Again, Chaos Undivided Corruption is not that important for the Beastman, doesn't provide you any serious benefits, just hurting the enemy. And Horde building construction cost minus 15%, which is good because some of the buildings can be quite expensive, but there are certainly ways for the Beastman to get loads of favor, so it's not that big of a deal. So I think out of those, the main benefit is the casualty replenishment rate. So in terms of how strong of a faction Morgr's is compared to the other Beastmen, I'd say that he's probably on the lower end of it. Definitely Taurox and Kazrak One-Eye have better faction effects. So the main benefit of picking Morgr as your starting lord is really just the most comfiest start position ever, really. This is just not difficult at all, and what you can do is just get yourself set up. You got a nice big punching bag over here, and then you can just comfortably move in and smash everything as you go. It's a very easy campaign. Arguably the easiest campaign. So this one here is good for... Basically, if you're new to the Beastman and you don't know which one to pick first, pick Morgr first, because you really can't lose this campaign. It's very easy. Whereas the other ones have higher sort of skill limits where you can get more done, but the AI will throw more at you. So in terms of difficulties, play on any difficulty you want, from easy difficulty to legendary, to suit your particular playstyle. Anyway, that's the end of this one here, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of Morgr the Shadowgave. Let me know which legendary lord you'd like me to cover next. Appreciate you guys. I will be doing a live stream tonight, continuing the There Will Be Skulls, This is Total War, Ultimate Endgame Crisis, Scarbrand campaign. Hopefully you guys are still interested in checking that out, and I'll see you next time. Later, guys. Bye.